Okay. So for shoulder range of motion, sometimes you will want help if it's someone that's really guarded and in a lot of pain. You may want help so that you can get the most out of the passive range of motion while someone else measures it. We, the therapists, I think, kind of get in a way of being able to do it all at one time. But if you guys need help and someone's available, just grab them. But so your fulcrum is going to be right at the shoulder. One's lined up with the humerus and the other one is lined up with their body. So if they start to arch, cue them not to, okay? Because if it's painful, they will start to kind of come off the table a little bit. Okay, so then you're just getting the measurement there. Okay, so think of this is 0, this is 180. Okay, so when you get a number here, make sure it makes sense. Because if I'm looking at this, it could say 102 or it could say 83. So what makes sense for where she is?
102.
Does that make sense to you? Okay. Abduction, same landmarks, front of the shoulder, humerus, and then parallel to the sternum. And then you're just going up to wherever they can go, okay? I'll go over like range of motion and stuff after this one. Adduction, if they ever have you measure that, you can have the patient help and they can push there. You can do it that way. That way you have a third hand helping you and they feel a little bit more comfortable too. Internal rotation and external rotation. Now to measure it truly, they have to be at 90 degrees of abduction. If they're not, then you need to indicate that they were, in 45 degrees or 0, okay? I usually will have them rest on my knee so they can be as perpendicular to the ground as possible. And then your fulcrum is going to be at the elbow. And then you're going to bring them back for external rotation. And then this one stays pointing straight up to the ceiling. Okay, so that's external. And then the opposite's going to be internal. So that way. Okay. Extension, we don't really do. I think we kind of measure it in the evaluation. Most of the time that's usually not a limitation coming back. If it happens to be on their eval that it is a limitation, I just measure it in seated and just push them back with their elbow bent. And then you're same thing, same landmark, shoulder, humerus, sternum. Okay?